the fragile truce between Israel and Hamas is over. After a 7-day pause in the fighting in Gaza, the war has resumed. The Israeli military said it resumed combat operations against Hamas, accusing the latter of violating the truce agreement by firing towards Israel. On Thursday, 8 more hostages were released from Gaza and 30 Palestinians freed from Israeli jails. During the temporary ceasefire, more than 100 Israeli hostages were released in exchange for 240 Palestinian prisoners in Israeli jails. Many had hoped the truce would last longer, and Egyptian and Qatari negotiators were working to extend the temporary and uneasy truce for an additional 2 days. In fact, according to a statement from Qatar's foreign ministry, negotiations between Israel and Hamas are still continuing despite the resumption of hostilities. Remember, around 150 hostages are still being held in Gaza. The Qatar foreign ministry has also said the continued bombing of the Gaza Strip in the first hours after the end of the pause complicates mediation efforts and exacerbates the humanitarian catastrophe in the Gaza Strip. It has called on the international community to move quickly to stop the violence. Qatar has condemned any targeting or forced displacement of civilians in Gaza, but it seems the war may well be set to expand. The Israeli Defense Forces have dropped leaflets in the southern Gaza city of Khan Yunis, calling it a fighting zone and telling residents to evacuate immediately. During the fighting, prior to the truce, Israel had repeatedly told residents of northern Gaza to move south for their safety. The city of Khan Yunis is located south of that line. The United Nations has estimated that at least 946,000 internally displaced Gazans are currently in southern Gaza. That's almost 1 million Palestinians. IDF spokesperson Major Doron Spielman said today, now that the truce has expired, the Israeli Defense Forces are once again out to destroy Hamas. The Israel military's aim, he said, is to destroy the group so they can never commit an October 7-like crime in Israel again and along the way bring our people home. Spielman said the military's targets remain Hamas strongholds, Hamas terrorists and where they shot the rocket launchers. Sirens went off in Israel in the hour before the truce was due to expire this morning, warning of an incoming rocket which was intercepted. Sirens have continued in Israeli communities around Gaza since then. Accusing Hamas of not honoring the ceasefire, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the government of Israel is obliged to accomplish the targets of the fighting. Those targets are to release the hostages, to liquidate Hamas and to ensure the citizens of Israel are never again threatened by an attack from Gaza. Both sides have blamed each other for the resumption of fighting. The Hamas-run Health Ministry in Gaza says dozens of people have been killed since the bombardment began. The Hamas attacks on Israel on the 7th of October killed 1,200 people, with around 240 others taken hostage. Since then, according to Gaza's Hamas-run Health Ministry, more than 14,800 Palestinians have been killed in Israel's retaliatory campaign, including about 6,000 children.